West to ruined castle. You feel certain that you are about to be ambushed.
Okay. Okay.
Bandit archer, effortless. Some kind of a cave. Where's the ambush coming from? Surely if I go forward, there's gonna be a fight, but that's not an ambush. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I'll carve you up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll win this kind of fight. Let's go to the cavern first. We might be. You'd think that this path is heavily defended, so this might be a easier way to get to the top side. Flooded cave. Water snake, water snake, water snake. Attack increase, skill increase. I sort of don't want to use fireballs, so I mean, at worst they're like some kind of spiders. We can deal with that. Battle axe +1. Drowned corpse. Rope of electrical resistance. Couple of gems. Soft notes. Although they were protected within a leather cover, these notes have been soaked and are difficult to read. Only at night, when the sky is filled with the light of the moon, then, only then, she emerges on the balcony of the tallest tower of the ruined castle. Pale as the moonlight that gives her substance, she stares southward, looking for. Dare not attempt to enter again the darkened crypts. There, fear itself takes form and enters my. Maybe I should pick them up. Sometimes quests are tied to the items like that, so it might be worthwhile to pick it up. If there is some kind of armor crafting in this game. That sort of brings about a point. Can I do wand crafting? Because that would be great addition for a lowish level mage. Because I can't make wands out of high level spells anyway. But a wand of magic missiles is excellent for something that I have trouble physically harming. Or a wand of this good second level spells. Darkness, ultra vision, that sort of thing, where you usually don't necessarily want to have a huge amount of them in your spellcasting repertoire, but in a serious situation you might actually require quite a lot of those casting attempts in order to deal with the situation. Yeah, we encountered a lot of bones in the mines. I think bones can be altered into a bone wand, which can then be enchanted. I might go back to get a bone or two. You don't have to go that far, I think. I think there on the upper levels of mines there were bones. I wouldn't need that many. One or two, perhaps. Something like that.
Taste of my wrath!
Oh, yeah, wrath tasting to you too. And the fight is over.
I will strike you down, or fall in the attempt.
These guys are much less of a threat than the spiders were. Uthgar's Legacy. I think that's a random loot from Neverwinter Nights. Wand of Negative Energy. Wand of Lesser Summoning. Single use. The problem with weak enemies though is that they're not gonna get us loot that we need. We need more than 10,000 gold. That's several very valuable magical items. About 3 at least. Dagger +1, that's probably a few hundred gold. So if we locate like 20 of those, that's good enough. Okay, we want to get rid of the mage if we can.
Slit your throat!
I will strike you down, or fall in the attempt.
Feel free to actually take part in the fighting, you pieces of shit. Yeah, the cleric is probably more valuable than the mage. I don't want to deal with healing.
I'll slit your throat!
Chief is their best and he's not particularly good. Well, we also could get unlucky in the sense that the equipment we find is actually useful. So we're not going to sell useful items. This is the journal of the recently deceased bandit chief, Hurunagar. Most of it describes his raids upon defenseless travelers throughout northeastern Bavaria, from the Valley of Four Corners to the Sigris River. It appears that this man has been behind some of the most ruthless bandit activity in recent years. His motto, "A dead body is easier to search." The last few entries describe how Hurunagar's band has made their headquarters within an ancient castle within the Feyrethian forest. As I had suspected, the castle has shown to be a superb base of operations. Local legends of the Pale Woman keep unwanted visitors away, and those brave and curious who come here are easily dispatched, and they often bring valuable trinkets. True, my troops do not relish the idea of sharing the castle with a ghost, but she keeps to her tower and seems to be unbothered by our presence. Now that was a mistake. I don't know what Krolik and Thurib found in the cellars, but their aborted screams do not prompt me to investigate further. I have ordered the door barricaded and traps set to for whatever may feel the necessity to emerge. We cannot stay here much longer anyway, since the militia will certainly track us down within a few more weeks. Better heal up at least a little bit. Shitty light heal potions. I don't have much health yet, but that should correct in time. Arcane Archer I think has a decent amount of hit points per level. Diary of Ralden Theron. This book is old and moldy, and most of its pages have deteriorated into dust. However, a few passages can still be read. The glorious Sir Landras. Such is our great fortune, to be at the side of privileged to be in the service of him who serves the king. Hard to speak with the elves once again. I have never seen the king look so weary. What terrible burden troubles him so? It is as if that preparations must be made, that he shall be locked herself in the tower once again. This is happening more ever since Lord Agamir's departure. I fear that she will die of despair if hunger does not claim her first. I have instructed. Choose such an unworthy steward. Not 3 years has the Lord been absent, and already squandered half of that. I would have the man cast away had I not made that vow. I am sure the soldiers would. And still no sign of Lord Agamir. Where has his duty appointed upon his return? For what was once glorious has now fallen into ruin, and all that he once loved is known. Ralden Theron. Who is Ralden Theron? The crumbled statue still bears the shadow of its former dignity. Upon the shield some words are written, though most are not legible. I am bound. To his shall my trust waver, for he is the right. It's the same vow, constantly repeated. Ooh, there's a bandit rogue carrying me. Feel free to
We
aid.
have no choice. They must
Seriously.
be eliminated. You must fall for the greater good.
Murdoch is totally stuck there. In a different room entirely. That's... this is the There's two types of maps you can do, or tile sets. One's where you put in meticulous detail into making everything sort of fit the story and the environment you're describing, or ones that tend to work well. And I'm not sure which one I appreciate more. It certainly looks like there's bandits living here with burning of the furniture and all these carpets collected, loot collected in single place, so it does add genuinely in a positive way to the experience. At the same time, a little bit of rubble added here basically means I have to hold the henchman's hands in basic maneuvering. Yeah, it's not the module maker's fault, but they have to be aware of it. It's an issue in the game. So maybe avoid implementing features that disrupt that pathfinding even further. Okay, I'm getting a, let's say, sufficient amount of wands. We have magic missile, fireball, negative energy, and summoning at the moment. Although negative energy is sort of shit. I mean, it's when you truly have to get on a magical attack and you don't have anything better. I suppose you could heal summoned undead. So if you would play sort of a necromancer, you could use it as a healing apparatus, especially if you play as an arcane caster. But it's not totally worthless. Just worthless to me.
No, I just can't get this done. No problem.
He's spotting new traps, I think.
No problem. No problem. No problem.
I think this is the path to the cellar. It's locked, it's blockaded, it's trapped.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
And Meridoc is stuck there. Wonderful. Game automatically saved. That's a little bit suspicious.
Let the earth take you.
Fuck you! Just two fairly standard spiders.
Perish as you should.
You're no match for me. We should lead to the battlements. Right. Destroyed. Pale woman. A wisp of smoke has taken the form of a pale woman. Her eyes are darkened with 100 years of tears. She's not that dangerous, but I have no interest in trying to fight her either. The writing on the stone is largely weathered away. Here lies Pralde, loyal friend and confidant. Yeah, it's Pralden Farin. He has a tomb here. Why? I mean, why is it marked as an interactable object? Uh, I'll go meet with the pale woman first. Dangerous part will be then in the cellar. His sign has been hastily constructed from pieces of broken furniture. It reads, "No one is to disturb the ghost." That's the bandit leader signing it. We'll have to be careful with it. Probably a former resident, wife of the knight who left. A dead woman. Harp. This is the headless and desiccated body of a woman. Why headless and desiccated? Well, desiccated I can understand, but where's the head? Why wouldn't the head be here? This old harp has been bent by time, its strings loose and frail. The sound it makes when you run your finger across it is one of profound sadness, befitting its sorry state. Through this window you see the magnificent view of the Faeratian forest. Not sure I want to even try to interact with those. Where would the woman's head be? Why isn't it here? That's suspicious. A cold wind blows through the open door. Ghost turns to you and meets your eyes. Why do I have an option to avert my gaze? Let's not avert our gaze, see what happens. Hello? Her eyes are filled with a bottomless despair. Excuse me, may I speak with you? You can feel the pain within her soul. Can you answer a question for me? You begin to feel very uneasy staring into those eyes of total darkness. Ooh, okay. Try to avert your gaze. Chill takes hold of your soul, right? So don't gaze. Avert gaze. May I speak with you, my lady? Who are you? My name is Ania Melimian. I have come to speak with you. Do you bring news? News about what? My Agamir. What has happened to him? Where did he go? Why did he leave? I'm not gonna start lying. I don't know that, I'm sorry. Then why are you here? I wanted to ask you some questions. Ask then. Who are you? I am lost now. Are you named Althea Uthrensen? That is your name, isn't it? You feel the urge to meet her gaze. Sure. Chill takes hold of your soul. Shit. Never take a look at her, I suppose. What happened here? My Agamir has left me, gone forever. Why did he leave? He followed his vow to his king. You mean Uther Palandras? Uther Palandras is Lord. And what was their quest? They left to face history, to do battle with the greatest of foes. Whom did they battle against? The knights of the Lord had fought with many foes, giants, dragons, but this was the greatest of all. What was this foe? She who watches, the eyes in the shadows, the weaver of dreams and days. Who is this being? She who guides your hand and mine. She who sees all that we have done and all that we shall do. Tell me of whom you speak. Fate. It is fate. Fate. They went to do battle with fate. The weaver of dreams and days. And how did they intend to do battle? Her own devices, her own powers turned against her. What powers did they turn against fate? Her own sight, through the eyes of the Lord. If you see the ripples, then you can find the stone. You mean they were going to use the power of prophecy to change the future? Yes, to find the weakness in the pillar of time. Strike at the weakness, and you shall make a crack. Strike at the crack, and the pillar shall fall. What actions did they take to do this? Wait, what does that have to do with Norrenshire? No one mentioned Norrenshire. Yes, what does it have to do with Norrenshire? Norrenshire? I do not know this place. My hometown. The Lord had it destroyed. She doesn't know about it, Meridak. She doesn't know about Norrenshire. But maybe destroying Norrenshire was part of the Lord's plan. This weakness she talks of. I don't know. But be patient, Meridak. Let me ask her some more questions. Okay. So what actions did they take to do this? I do not know. They left. They said not where. Does anyone know? Is there anyone who knows where they went? Nobody knows. Only Herud, perhaps. Who is this Herud? A hideous anger crosses her features for a moment, only to be again replaced with sadness. Who is Herud? Please tell me. Herud is damned for all time, forced to suffer the torments of shame and remorse. But who is he? He was the steward, entrusted with care, betrayer, shame and remorse. I need to speak with him. Tell me where I can find him. You can find him in hell. There his soul lingers in horror. He's dead then? Perhaps he left notes. Herod left nothing. He stole all of our hearts and joys, All but the stones. The stones upon our graves. That is where he fell. He lies in your crypt. Can you help me enter there? I need to look for clues to where your Agamir went with Uther Palandras. The way is open. She moves her hand across her face. You may enter at will. Thank you. If you find them, if my Agamir still exists, tell him something for me. What do you want me to tell him? Tell him that I never forgot our love. Tell him I will be patient and wait for him forever. If it is possible, I will tell him. Very well.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Wonder if anyone mentions about the body. Why is it headless? I'll come back to check the room again later on, after we've checked the crypt and the grave outside, the servant's grave. I mean, yeah, the servant had a diary, but I don't see his importance. Why even have a mention a name? There's a key. It seems like it's just a grave. Maybe you need to mention something like with the druid. What was the name of the lord of the place? Agamir. I don't think this will do anything, but maybe we'll find a clue with the caretaker steward. Think you can disarm those? Larian is stuck. He's gonna get distracted by that, isn't he?
Done and done.
He actually worked like he was supposed to. This is a new feeling for me. Wooden beam. So there's a literal barricade here.
Done and done.
I probably want to rest before going down there anyway. Maybe. I mean, I have a couple of hastes. Decent enough of a selection of spells, I suppose.
You must.
I interact with it and break it that way. Yep. We're not gonna run out of arrows anytime soon. Sweet Jesus. I wish you could just interact with the barrier to get rid of it. Make the interaction impossible during fights if you want to avoid trouble. In that you can't just run past it. But it just seems it's a bit of a waste of time to force someone to break all these individual pieces, especially because certain character classes might not be good at inflicting damage on them, and you can't use your henchmen to do it either. I think I'll fuck this. I'll rest. I need to be able to get the fire damage going. I mean, we're going to a crypt. Fire damage is exactly what we need against them. And don't try to convince me they aren't undead. There's at least a couple of bandits killed there. In a basically forgotten crypt, in a forgotten ruined castle. There's gonna be undead. Hopefully not vampires. Because at that point I'll regret not buying the Amulet of Health.
No, I just can't get this done.
The shield within this crypt fills you with dread. So someone's been working here. These two will be responsible for most of the damage dealing here. Bow just doesn't do this well. Maybe with favored enemy undead it might. And a spectre. Shit.
Abati!
With the face turned down, it's hard to determine if the victim was male or female. Don't see any killers here.
Done and done.
And done. Decent amount of money. Still need about 14,000. Skeleton, seriously? Skeletal knight. Weak. Well, I can support them a little bit, but they do the killing. Mage, zombie. Fairly weak opponents in general, I'd say.
I will strike you down, or fall in the attempt.
That's it for you! Take that!
Okay, so a moderate amount of fairly weak enemies. Ironwood Large Shield. Arcane Spell Failure Reduction, yeah. Not that big of a deal. I suppose I'll take every piece of crap I can get. Could still be worth some money. Corpse.
Perish as you should!
Okay. We have 2 doors and a large gate. Bones. Sad pile of humanoid bones lay well on the ground. Old sack. Dagger. Something special and 2 tombs.
No, I just can't get this done.
Don't go there, you piece of shit. Surely I have antidotes. Surely. See out the other door. Probably trap 2. You dumb son of a bitch. At least he avoided the level drain effect.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Spectre's Ellipse. Why would I... Is there any loot here? Just some spirits and skulls. I need to find... Do I actually need to find the woman's skull somewhere? Shrug? What's the point of these rooms then? More bones and some few random enemies. Nothing too dangerous. I mean, I don't mind killing them, but it seems like there's sort of wasted effort to even implement these rooms. Skeleton Chieftain. That is genuinely dangerous. Spell resistant. Whatever you do, don't join the fight or anything. Yeah, we've got this. Skeleton Chieftains are powerful but fragile. Still don't really see the point of why we even came to these side places. Upior. The very sight of this apparition fills your soul with chilling fear. I still don't know what that is, but it looks dangerous.
That's it for you! Take that!
Seems to be having some kind of fear effect. I don't really have anything to counter that.
Surrender, or prepare to meet your end.
They're very vulnerable to fire attacks. This tomb is empty and has never been used. On the lid below a carved coat of arms is written the name Agamir Uthrensin. It seems that a gem has been pried from the coat of arms. This tomb is empty and has never been used. On the lid below a carved coat of arms is written the name Althea Uthrensin. It seems that a gem has been pried from the coat of arms. And you're the gem prior, I guess. Those are the gems. Journal of Herut Alarethane, Steward of Lord Agamir. This is the journal of one Herut Alarethane. Reading quickly, you learn that Herut was left in charge of the Uthrensin estate when Lord Agamir abandoned the castle and Lady Althea locked herself in the tower in grief. For the first few months, Herut kept things in order, minding the castle in preparation for his lord's return. But Lord Agamir did not return. After some time, Herut began to take advantage of the situation, giving himself more and more authority. He took full advantage of his new wealth, spending it on extravagant parties and even more extravagant possessions. But his rule was corrupt and foolish, and very quickly the wealth was squandered. Servants began to leave, and soldiers abandoned their post. Soon Herut himself planned to abandon the castle. Before that, he would take all the last remnants of valuables. In his final days, he stuffed a large sack full of jewels and golden finery. Only one place remained unplundered. I will leave here tonight, but first I will go to the cellars. I know there's not much there except the rubies instead of the tombs prepared for the Lord and Lady. I think I should be able to pry them out with my dagger. Yes, you did. Good for you. Ooh. It's just valuables. Candlesticks, chalice. I don't think that's actually worth all that much. Just a lot of crap of medium to low value. Herut should know. The ghost reaches out a hand toward you, pleading. I must speak with you. Oh no, they come. What? Who's coming? Get them away from me. No more. What are you talking about? Oh my god, They look like... Oh, horror. They look just like... No! Quiet, I must speak with you. Please, please make them stop. Herod reaches out to you with his ghostly hand. You must tell me what happened to Lord Agamir. The ghost touches your hand, and at that moment a terrible darkness descends upon your senses. Tale of shame and remorse. Ooh, it's a larger dungeon. Visage of remorse. This face carved from stone is weeping tears of blood. This face carved from stone is weeping tears of blood. Okay. Uh, there's a hand blocking an opening. There's a door and a locked door. Visage of remorse. In deepest shame is found remorse, and comfort in the arms of despair. But once entwined all hope is lost, for none can escape memory's snare. Is this supposed to be a clue? In deepest shame is found remorse. So, yeah, this was shame and remorse. And comfort in the arms of despair. But once entwined, all hope is lost, and none can escape memory's snare. Okay. Shame, remorse, and despair. Maybe it'll make sense once we know more. From seeds of shame is treachery born, and from treachery does greed spring forth, and by the hand of greed is innocence killed, for no one is innocent of that which is willed. Rude. The man is dressed as a servant of nobility, Lord Agamir Uthrensen, vision of a proud knight dressed in splendid red armor. You see a knight dressed in red, addressing one of his servants. Rude, I am entrusting you to oversee the estate during my absence. Yes, my lord. Your primary responsibility is the welfare of Lady Althea. She is your mistress now, and you shall obey her instructions without question. As you command. Do not fail me, Herod. This task is of utmost importance. You can count on me, sir. I do not know how long I will be away. Several months, perhaps even years. Lady Althea will... She will not understand. She will feel sorrow. You must see to it that she is well taken care of. Understand? I understand, my lord. She means the world to me. My love for her is second only to my vow. Guard her welfare with your life. This is your chance to redeem yourself, Herod. Do not betray my trust. Will not fail, Lord Uthrensen. Good. Now leave me. I must prepare for a long journey. I must leave by sunrise. As you wish, my lord. Who are you? What are you doing in Lord Agamir's castle?
I wish to speak with him.
The Lord Agamir is away. He has left on an important quest.
And what quest is that?
It is a very secret quest and none of your business, peasant.
It's very much my business. You must tell me where they went.
Enough questions. Leave this place at once.
We will not leave until you answer our questions.
Yeah, calling the guards.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated. You must
No, they're not particularly strong. Easy. What exactly am I supposed to do here? I'm assuming it has to do with the two shame and remorse. Am I just seeing past events? At what point am I supposed to do something? Herud and Lady Althea. I'm sorry to bother you, my lady, but there is some important business you must attend to.
Is there any news?
News, my lady?
News about Agamir?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have not heard any news for years. But there is some important businesses.
My poor Agamir, why have you abandoned me?
There are some documents you need to sign, my lady.
Oh, yes, of course.
Sign some papers without looking them over. Excellent. Thank you, my lady. Ah, good, the errand girl. Take this parchment to the magistrate at Asselgard at once.
What parchment? What is this?
That is none of your business, peasant. Now run along and deliver it as instructed.
Very well, I shall do that.
Excellent. Now off with you. Did I actually get a document? Deed of transfer. This is a deed of transfer conferring ownership of the Uthrinsen estate from Lady Althea Uthrinsen to one Herud Alerthe. Shocking. Harp. Fine harp has been lovingly cared for by skilled hands. Still don't get why the fuck the woman is headless. I mean, someone had to... And the corpse is otherwise desiccated, but the head should still be there somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just missed it. I wasn't paying that much attention to the actual surroundings in that room. I mean, because there doesn't seem to be any point in trying to kill her. She's already there, isolated, giving away all her the deed. So there's no point in really killing her. We lost the deed of transfer. Herod Ellerthane and riches. 648, 649, 650, 51, 52. Who's there? A thief! Thief, you will never have my gold. But I'm no thief. You will never have it, Huey. Never. A ghoul lord. Really?
Perish as you
Well,
should.
whatever. Is this real? Helm's Hold. Yeah. I've noticed that some chests seem to give out monster noises. Remove disease. Well, the key should be real at least. You open the door to the sounds of Roche's revelry. More wine. Let the revelries begin. Yeah. So, start the fight. Ooh. Debauchery. Name of the demons here.
Surrender, or prepare to meet your end.
What the fuck poisoned me? Feel free to fight. I hate the harpy screams. So much louder than any other real sound effects in the game. Yeah, feel free to attack. And I'm pretty much dead. Didn't notice the magical damage I'm taking. Shit.
Ah, that's it for you. Take that.
Ah, that was close. Ah, it's Herud that's doing the... He has a whip.
We have no choice. They must be
Perish as
eliminated.
you should.
Yeah, this was a dangerous situation. Must also have my antidotes. not expect to lose those. We're going to have to get some kind of a way to protect ourselves against that. Well, there's also the option of just buying antivenom, but it's just not gonna work. It's way too expensive. You're better off investing just in some kind of a counter ability. Cheapest would be around 4,000 to 5,000 gold, but it basically does nothing but protect from these diseases and poisons. So it's one of those things that, are you going to bother switching it up constantly? Probably not. He's still laughing there. So probably killed the servant and buried him. Maybe? Same tree, only bones left. Was there a tree like this in the upper portions? Don't recall. Maybe. Shame. This pitiful creature is continuously weak. 2 chests. You come upon a plundered ruinous scene. This seems odd. He's clearly not a threat to us. He's also non-hostile. Why are there 2 interactable chests that contain nothing? I feel there's something that I'm missing here. I think finding a way to escape might not be hard. I think this has to do with the shame and remorse thing. Something leads to something, that sort of thing. Don't bring certain things together and something has a solution to something. Pretty fucking vague remembered like this, but I think there are creatures named shame, remorse and despair, hope maybe, and we need to do something with them. Maybe the chests are something I need to put into them. Right. Okay, at least that's the working hypothesis at the moment. Yeah, and you're stuck. I need to rest soon.
Okay.
Soul of Herut Alerthane. Herut's torments. Herut is endlessly tormented by such visions which reveal the nature of his soul. Am I supposed to do something with him?
Taste of my wrath!
No more, no more. Quiet, I need to speak with you. Please, please make them stop. I need you to tell me where Lord Agamir had gone. Lord Agamir, he left with the king. Yes, and where did they go? I don't know. I cannot think with all the pain. You must try to remember. It is very important that I find them. I... Come on, out with it. Where did Agamir go? They went to speak with... Go on. Then there was... Oh, they come again. Concentrate, damn you. Where did Agamir go? He left with the king to speak with... To speak with whom? I know only a name. Evanorn. Who is this Evanorn? I don't know. I wasn't told. You must tell me everything you know. Who is Evanorn? I tell you I don't know. I only heard them speak the name. There must be more. There must be more that you know. I don't know anything more. Please, please make the pain stop. I cannot ease your pain. You are damned and will suffer for your sins. No, 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 no. Well, at least we have a name. I guess that's what we came here to get. Evanorn. Wonder if this is a similar situation as with the Graal Temple.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Basically, we didn't have to complete the temple to get what we want. Half the map is unexplored and we got what we want. Loathing. Okay. This deformed beast is so hideous that you cannot bear to look upon it for more than an instant. True sight, spell immunity, attack increased, damage increased, sneak attack immunity, poison immunity, paralysis immunity, mind effect immunity, ability decrease immunity, negative level immunity, disease immunity, death magic immunity, critical hit immunity, damage immunity increased against electrical, damage resistance, damage reduction. Yeah. This is another hive mother. He's beating the shit out of skeletons. Okay, we have a shame and loathing as actual demonic creatures here. Etched upon this rock, in letters of blood, are the confessions of 1,000 sins. Hooded visage. Beneath this figure's hood there is a darkness deeper than death. Turn back now, mortal. This place is not for you. What is this place? It is the hell of shame and remorse. You do not belong here. Yet. Go back to your mortal world. What lies beyond that doorway? Yes, tell us what is there. It is the shame of another. And whose shame is it? Answer me. Do not demand answers of me, mortal. But if you wish, you can see for yourself. Yes, we wish to enter. Then enter you may. We need something besides loathing and shame. Healed. Ooh. We're wounded. I think we're draining hit points.
Surrender, or prepare to meet your end.
This is somewhat dangerous. Bleeding clearly has a damage type. Meridark has protection against it, so he takes 0 points of damage. He needs to be healed with something. I don't think that bleeding will otherwise really stop. At least it'll last for a long time. But any healing, no matter how small, will stop bleeding. They were guilds. Suddenly, you feel a gust of fresh air. This place is disturbingly familiar. Ah, Jenny Key Fiber Bottle. Halfling is bleeding. This is the Halfling village again. We lost Meridark. Fuck. Here lies Meridark Pharaohmane, the last son of Norrenshire. May he find peace in the afterlife. So his grave. Shit. Meridark has run off. He saw a ghost of one of his halfling friends, someone who died in Norrenshire, and followed it through a dark doorway. I must find him.
I've something to say.
What is it, Larian?
I know this Evanorn of whom the spirit spoke. He is a sage in the forest of Linlitharn.
You know him.
Yes, he is a great and ancient wizard. He lives in Ritzelbane, the city in the trees.
Can you lead me to him?
I will attempt it.
Ritzelbane is in the forest of Linlitharn, south of here, beyond the Black Marsh. I know the way and shall lead you there.
Good. At least we have found the way. Let us leave this place.
Yeah, let's not. Meridark's shame. Norrenshire is the shame, no doubt.
We have no choice.
You
They
failed
must
to
be
protect your
eliminated.
friends. What exactly do we need to do here? You hear war drums in the distance. What is this place?
This is Norrenshire, Murdoch's hometown. Or rather, it is a dream of Norrenshire.
Are you saying we are within Meridark's dream?
This is more like his nightmare.
Yes, that is so.
Come, Larian. Let us find our friend and help him if we can.
I don't particularly want to kill his friends. This halfling has been dead for a long time. I'm not sure how it would affect Meridark if we kill him here. 6 halfling skulls lie here in a sad pile. Don't
ask you to
do
follow
that.
me now.
There's something behind them. Seem to act like zombies. They'll come after me, but not guilt. Fuck.
Taste of my wrath!
This is a big problem. What the fuck happened there? Follow the blood. An unearthly chill grips your soul.
I ask you to follow me. I ask you to follow me now.
Bones. A sad pile of humanoid bones lay on the ground. What the fuck is going on with the bones? Ooh, halflings are coming after us. It's a skull. This is the skull of a halfling man. Its features are somehow familiar. This is probably Merodach's skull then. Do I need to return it to the pile of skulls, or
I ask you to follow me now.
I don't want to fight
I
them.
will attempt it.
I don't think we have a choice soon. The huge padlock on the gate has a skull-shaped hole. Okay. Move your ass. Murdoch. You okay, dude?
By all the hells!
It's just a dream, Murdoch. This isn't real. But it is real. This really has happened. Norrenshire really was destroyed, and I am to blame. You? You are not to blame, Murdoch. But I am. I left the town unprotected. When the Red Knights arrived, I did not stay to fight them. You came to seek me and to get help. And a lot of good that was. When we returned, the slaughter was already complete. You did the best you could. You could not have fought the Red Knights and lived. Well, I could have prepared for them. I had the warning and I did not heed it. We could have prepared for our defenses. Nobody would have believed you, Meridoc. The warning was simply a dream. Still, I feel in my heart that I could have done more. That somehow all this was my fault. Uh, I'm not really big on understanding this type of reasoning. I suppose it's a feeling, so you either feel it or don't. It doesn't really have anything to do with reasoning. However, I tend to lay blame on events on the actual people who do it. Much less so in anyone who unintentionally might have caused something, and or even somewhat intentionally, in the sense that the consequence was a possibility, so it's foreseeable, but you still didn't intend to do it. The blame lies mainly with the Red Knights. Just how it is. They're the ones who actually did the killing. Even if someone ordered them, it's I suppose it's like let's say you're a soldier and your commanding officer just says, yeah, go into that village and kill everyone there. Just murder all the civilians, children, the elderly, women, men, everyone. Just gather them up at the center of the town and just murder all of them. It doesn't matter even if you follow orders at that point. You carry a lot of the blame individually on those soldiers. Even then, the person giving the orders will also carry blame, especially in a military setting where the sort of standard way of operating is that a lot of responsibility is on the highest ranking officer on the scene, because you're supposed to follow orders, as a general rule. Otherwise, just doesn't work. But there's still, even to that, there are exceptions where you can't just say I followed orders. You're still going to be held responsible. So it's very hard for me to basically hold Merodach or anyone in this type of situation in any real responsibility. Yeah, he might have done more, but that's the same shit you can say about everything. So it doesn't mean much. He's not in any real way responsible. Maybe if he would have made some different choices, he might have made a little bit of a difference, maybe. But that's I don't feel his feelings of guilt have any real foundation in reality. It's just a feeling. Hopefully he'll get over it.
That is not true, Meridak. None of this is your fault. But there is still work to do. We will learn who these Red Knights were. We will learn who is behind their foul deed.
In some ways, I'm not too pressed by that. Precisely because the Red Knights themselves hold a lot of responsibility for that. Not all of it by any means, but they could have chosen something different.
And what good will that do? Norrenshire is dead. I am its only survivor.
What good does your shame and remorse do? Absolutely nothing.
Do not succumb to remorse, Meridak. We will find those responsible and bring them to justice. There can be no justice. Nothing can bring back the lives of my kin.
Well, actually, resurrection spells can, but ignoring that, that's not how justice works.
Nevertheless, we must go. We must find those responsible.
I feel like it's stating the obvious, but justice isn't about restoring situation to where it started. To a lot of degrees, just keeping the society in check.
And what's the point of that?
No, I don't want to encourage his revenge. He seems to have problems controlling his or managing his emotions already. I don't want to pile on that. I feel that's it's like jumping. You have a person who's too quick to jump to conclusions, and you would basically encourage that kind of thinking, sort of cheer them on, and that even if that works in a few occasions, it sooner or later that's gonna end up biting you in the ass. I'm not too motivated by justice either, though. More about the mystery at this point.
Because perhaps there is a greater evil behind all this. Perhaps others are in danger. And where were those others when Norrenshire needed their help? Meridak, we all did the best we could. The watchmen came to help as quickly as they heard of the attack. Yes. Well, our best was not good enough. Come on, Meridak. Please come with me to find this evil and help me stop it. Meridak? Yes, I will stop it. And I will have revenge.
Yes, Meridak, you will have revenge.
I just want you to promise me one thing.
What is it?
That when we find those responsible for this atrocity, we will punish them by death.
I don't want to promise that. It is a likely outcome, but first let us learn what this was all about. Then we shall judge what punishment fits the crime.
The punishment will be their death. Promise me this, Anya.
I cannot promise that. Not until we know more. I won't be pressured into this.
How much more do we need to know? If we find those responsible and can prove their deed, then the punishment must be death.
Very well. We shall see.
Good. Then let us go.
Come on, Meridak.
I've something to say.
What is it?
Erdog, do not use your hatred to bury remorse. It is not wise. Pain must be confronted, not replaced by another.
Listen to Larian. Let us be guided by wisdom, not hatred. I understand hatred, but it's a sensible thing to not let it guide your judgment. It's one of those things in your. It's like having a just wrath. It's a very powerful feeling. The problem is it will basically justify everything.
Easy to say, Elf. I wonder how you would feel if it was your entire family.
That sounds wrong. I wonder how you would feel it if was you. Yeah, I think there's some mixture of words there.
I wonder how you would feel if it was your entire family that was butchered.
Do not be angry with Larian. He is simply trying to help.
Indeed, I'm just saying we must be cautious with our emotions, lest they be our doom.
Yeah, I don't think ever that the feeling argument is a good argument to make. It's something that you understand, but it's not a good justification. Suddenly you feel yourself lifted up a little. And you have all your crap. Yes. Here lies Murdoch Fairmain, the last son of Northenshire. May he find peace in that. Remorse. A horrible creature, its flesh is sickly and yellow, covered with warts and oozing sores. Seems to be in perpetual agony. So we have a very powerful loathing, weak remorse and weak shame, as far as these creatures are concerned. The wretched creature within this cave is pitiful beyond words. It is the very essence of remorse. How exactly is this gonna work? Shame. From seeds of shame is treachery born, and from treachery does greed spring forth. By the hand of greed is innocence killed, for no one is innocent for that which is willed. Yeah, this doesn't seem to really. This seems to describe the path here, the shame. The remorse thing is more complicated. In deepest shame is found remorse. Uh, yeah, there's remorse. And it was in the final room of the dungeon. In deepest shame is found remorse. And a comfort in the arms of despair. That no, we found loathing. Loathing is not despair. Comfort in arms of despair. Is there despair here somewhere? But once entwined, all hope is lost. For none can escape memory's snare. Hmm. Out of curiosity, what happens if we talk and pick fight with things? Why would I want to attack remorse though? The odd one is loathing. Why is it so powerful? Should we leave it somewhere? Game is there. Loathing. Probably can't talk to it. I feel like you could maybe do something with these three things to maybe release him from his torments. Shame was sort of the problem. Shame led to all these problems. Remorse, I don't see why I would do anything with remorse. Remorse is a good thing. Self-loathing is a big problem though. As long as that's there, you can't really do much. I'll try to see what happens if we basically try to kill these creatures. It might be that you can.
I will strike. My weapons will do me no good.
Right. I was sort of suspecting this. They're just here for show then. The loathing might not be, because it's impossible in difficulty. Right, that's something you can actually fight with. I think if we could sort of get rid of self-loathing, he would maybe be released from some of his torments. Why are you using a ranged weapon? It doesn't matter, we don't have any buffs or the like, so we're not gonna win this one. What I want to see is what we can expect to do. Where do we hit? Where do we miss? Paralysis kills. So yeah, that's something quite powerful. I need a single hit from any weapon really. Also, do you have spell resistance? Spell immunity. He doesn't have spell resistance, so some things might work on him. And we're all dead. Uh, straightforward fighting would be the only chance, but I feel that's another Hive Mother situation. I still like to basically test what are you immune to? I get a single hit from something. The community. He's probably immune to a lot of low level spells. So spellcasting is basically a waste of time. Maybe I could lure him somewhere.
Stand your ground, friends.
I will attempt it.
And fuck, gotta suck. Using the environment.
Surrender, or prepare to meet your
I doubt
end.
I could harm it with normal arrows. What I want to see is what dice roll do I need to even hit him? He has an. He needs a critical hit to be hit, and his damage reduction is so high that I can't damage him. Probably needed magical arrows. Yeah, level 3 spells don't work. I'm not gonna keep trying that. We're getting the hell out.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Yeah. Didn't get all that many answers out of this. More important one, I suppose, is Meridark. Is he really going to die? I mean, is this something he sees that he deserves, or is it something that is supposed to be a vision of a future again? Wonder if you can go. Thin air is following me. Wonder, you might be able to just go back there whenever you want. The big problem with the really big monsters is that you just don't have a way to even damage them initially. But we could kill one that's a level up though. Important level up. Very important. I don't think we got enough loot to get the amount of money we were aiming for. We might as well go and check though. Nothing to lose. Okay, tree. Someone was hung. Hanged. Dead tree. Shrug. Could be this one. No, it's not a dead tree. Whatever. So continue south and that has to be, no, there's a river. That has to be the general direction we need to go. I'll do a quick equipment dump in the bow wagon to see where we stand money wise. We get into a tough spot, I might be able to squeeze a few thousand out of the excess equipment we have, resurrection scrolls and the like. We need 48,000, probably, around there anyway. We should go and pick a bone too. I'm not sure about that.
Long life and blessed be, my friend.
Perhaps you may be able to help me. I'm looking for someone named Evernorn. My apologies. I have never heard of this man.
Long life, so shall it be.
We know who he is already. 3,500. Yeah, and I was sort of thinking, should I dump this in the place where I found it? Because it's so bad. Okay, well, we might actually have the money. It's gonna be close. I'm not sure if it's going to be close though. I don't think it'll be particularly close. We'll definitely get the money. Right, 52,000. Ooh. Totally worth it, and we'll be left with a little bit of extra. Now to a question of which belt do we want to take. I suppose the slashing makes the most sense. Wand of negative energy. Right, we want the... I need to... With the extra money we'll see if we want to buy certain scrolls. If there are breach spells, I'd like those. Yeah, lesser spell breach. It's encountering a mage who has his defenses up is basically a nightmare for a group like this, unless we can breach some of the physical defenses. And I'm not sure if we are gonna ever get the levels really for this. Level 4. Yes, we are. Still worthwhile to buy. Not now. Amulet Belt, 17,000. Alternatively, we could get 2 belts. Greater belts. No, I ultimately take the amulet. I wanted to have this earlier. You, Mr. Pointman. Enjoy your immunities. With this, Meridark becomes highly resistant to a lot of damage. Because he's part rogue, he will be highly resistant to direct damage magical effects. Everything that has a reflex saving throw. Immune to a lot of effects. Armor class is the biggest problem he has. For a strong damage mitigation with the belt will help there quite massively. You have a slashing belt, don't you? Yeah. Piercing and slashing. So really I should be getting the belt. The weaker swordsman belt.
Hail to ye!
28,700. We have 38,000. Right. Greater swordsman's belt. Slashing resistance 20. I'll take it. $1,000. I don't think I'll be buying any equipment that's worth less than 10,000. Unless there's some kind of exceptional situation going on. Right. He has a decent armor, not a good one. Shield, but I don't want to buy a +1 shield. I don't think that's so much of an improvement. Okay, at least we have a bare place to go. We are very close to another important level up. Our equipment situation is vastly superior now. I suppose we don't have that many new items, but what we have is massively better than what we had. 3 new immunities and a massive slashing damage resistance. So Meridak will basically be immune to slashing damage except critical hits and boss monsters, and even with those it'll help immensely. But I'll actually end things here then. We need to go to an elven city in some kind of forest.